Right, I'm going to talk about the Truman Show. So the Truman Show depicts an existential crisis, and I think everybody can identify with this, and they understand the film. And once again, it's a question of age. You can understand the film at any age, but you get a different hit from it if you watch it at different ages. And the Truman Show, it depicts a transformation of Truman Burbank as he begins to question his reality. And it has some deeper philosophical meanings which strike a chord with many people. And most of us at some point will question who we are, where we are from, and where we're heading towards, and at times even ask, what is reality? And the film is exploratory in that it challenges us to question the illusory world that has been created for us. It's a journey of a man from ignorance to wisdom and the making of his own choices. And it leaves us with several existential questions. Many commentators on The Truman Show refer to Plato's allegory of the cave, something that me and Lisa, Lisa, were discussing recently, in that Christoph, or in this case of The Truman Show, Christoph, the creator of the show, would be the evil demon. And for those of you who aren't aware of this allegory, Plato's cave, I could just do this really briefly, but Plato's allegory of the cave suggests that you're sat in a cave under the control of an evil demon. You can only see the shadows cast in front of you, created by a light source from behind, and the shadows are your reality. However, if you were to turn around, you would see the real world, and this suggests that there are in fact two worlds. The world that we perceive, that is created for us, and the natural world. Okay, that's it in a nutshell. And the illusion that we currently experience is that which is presented to us by the media. They design, draw and paint reality for most people, and there are also many arguments that claim nobody can see the real world and that everything we see is simply a representation of reality. And Plato does discuss this in his theory of the forms, in which he asserts that the universe is divided between two realms, which are the physical and the spiritual. And the physical world, where us humans are, is composed of both objects and shadows or images, and the spiritual world, on the other hand, contains the forms and the ideals, where the true things are, and anything an individual could do or make within the physical world as human beings, as we exist as humans. And according to Plato, the forms that existed within the spiritual world served as blueprints for objects upon the earth. He believed that each form was perfect, unchanging, and had always existed in the universe. And this perfection, however, was strictly limited to the spiritual realm. And as Plato believed that nothing perfect existed within the physical universe, rather he believed that objects that existed on earth were imperfect versions of the forms that exist in the spiritual realm. And according to his theory, anything we create can't be perfected. They are mere shadows of their perfect forms in the spiritual world. Maybe that's why we all keep reaching to the spirits. Everyone does at one point, don't deny it. Even if you tell them, I'm not a spiritual person. Yes, you are. And as I see it, we have difficulty even seeing these representations as we should, as we're pushed into seeing reality as presented by corporations and governments. It seems that the corporations and governments move towards insidious control practices when they realise that our fascination with news and entertainment could be used as a tool by the ruling class to convey messages to us and could be used as a vehicle for propagating their lies. And this manipulation is prevalent in the Truman Show. Not only is Truman manipulated, but the viewers are cleverly manipulated too, because we're trapped inside the illusion in which advertisers can utilise that opportunity to sell products to potential customers. And we're also complicit in Truman's situation because we're spectators enjoying the show, even if we extend sympathies. And in recent years, we've become spectators to the circus, which they call television programming, the voyeuristic nature of the shows, which can't be denied. We've been invited to the most intimate moments in the lives of the star of these shows, with shows inviting us into the homes of ordinary families as newlyweds on their big day, or a group of strangers cohabiting and extending to their most intimate moments. As an aside, in the Truman Show, Truman is also portrayed as a Christ-like figure. And I'm not sure if this is simply artistic license or what could be considered yet another religious message, because we see the crucifixion when he attaches himself to the mast on the boat, which occurs shortly before his ascension to meeting his Father, the Creator. Anyway, Christoph actually refers to himself as a creator and then pauses before stating that he is the creator of the show. And he does it earlier on during an interview. I am the creator of the show. And this alludes to the idea that he is playing God, in my opinion. Eventually, After all his trials and tribulations, anyway, Truman makes his own decision to leave, even though Christoph attempts to keep him there with fear. And fear is a method of controlling not only single people, but also entire groups of people. And this is one of the methods pushed by the media because they're a mouthpiece for the ruling class, who in effect are playing the role of gods that claim to rule over us. And the effect of fear is a direct effect on the amygdala. Amygdala day. And the amygdala is a part of your brain, once again, that scans for threats and triggers fear and stress responses. And when you watch a lot of news, especially negative or alarm-driven content on social media, it just keeps activating the amygdala. And your brain starts treating constant headlines like ongoing danger, even if you're physically safe. And over time, you can be left anxious, more reactive, and stuck in a low-level fight or flight state. Anyway, The Truman Show is a spectacular film. It conjures up many moments that will affect all viewers alike and leaves us with a satisfying end. And it's also worth repeat viewing, whereby you can appreciate the little nuances by the actors and other clues which may not have been obvious on the first viewing.